Hey everybody, this is Tim Shorts with Gothridge Manor. Tonight I thought I would get into some of my favorite cartographers in the OSR. This is not an all-inclusive list. I'm sure there's folks that I've missed or have forgotten about who are used to be very active in the OSR community, but just haven't done much lately. But if you think of anybody I didn't add, please add them, in the comments below, and then I can maybe add them to a second video or something like that. Right now I have 7 of mappers on here. The 8th one is myself. I will tell you that, but why not? Figure I'm doing my video, but definitely these guys are some of the best mappers. So let's get into it. So the first one goes without saying is Dyson Logos. He is the quintessential old school mapper. He is the hatching, what do you call it, cross hatching king there. It made that style so distinct and significant that he's doing work for Wizards of the Coast, and he gives away his maps and lets people use them. And I don't know. I've just been a fan of Dyson's, and for a long time, of course. And I've only had good interactions with him through my time. And then here's another. So that was a Caves of Chaos redo, and then Dyson can also do these like structures, houses in towns. He has this beautiful one about, it's like a dungeon in a broken statue hand. It's just freaking amazing. It's really, really good. The nice thing about this is you've got the cross hatching within the walls, which sets off everything inside because of the darker. But the inside details are nicely done and easy to read. And then we get one of Dyson's mega dungeons. There's a lot going on here, but it's very distinct. One of the things about being a map maker or being a good map maker is being able to read things, to be able to look at this entire map and make sure you don't get confused with where things are going. And while there's a lot of crossing over and a lot of little details, it's all very readable and it just flows well. There's nothing boring about this dungeon. This would be a hell of a dungeon to run. And as you can see, there's some stairways in the in here, so there's probably another level of this. So yeah, so Dyson's definitely got to be the number one guy. Without, I don't think there's any argument about that one. I mean, there might be, but I don't know. He was. I think he was the first. Well, this probably the second one, because this next guy is going to be the first guy from the OSR mapper they dealt with. But Dyson is definitely considered one of the best or the best of the OSR mappers. Next, we have my buddy Matt Jackson. Matt has a similar style. I think at one time someone referred to him as the fake Dyson, which is very funny. I enjoy calling him that. But what's nice about Matt is his are very, I'm going to say cartoon-ish like, but very approachable. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, because he does has his own little his distinct style. Matt is known for these, usually has like little, in this case, he doesn't have it. He has like little doorknobs on his doors usually. That'll be coming up. But a very simplistic style, but very readable. And it tells a story. One of the important things about a map, I think, is without any words, you should be able to look at a map and it should tell you a story. Matt's maps definitely do that. And then here's one where he's kind of used some of his colorization on his maps, and as you can see, there's the doorknobs on his maps. But yeah, so he goes through and does a really great job. I mean, this is a beautiful map. In the all pretty much all the maps makers that I've made for or have chosen for this particular video, they've all done these by hand. Matt uses a tablet to draw on, but he does it by hand, and then he uses some of the colorization from some of the programs he uses. But he has a nice eye. He is very good at coloring things and just making it look so appealing and fun to play. I mean, who wouldn't want to play this thing? This is so cool. Kind of looks like some sort of, to me, what I'm seeing is, some sort of kind of shrine temple, big fortified shrine or temple or whatever. And then we go back into here, and then it goes back into maybe the catacombs or some sort of things going on. But then you got a trap door over here. So there's like a secret little cavern over here. And it's always cool to have some water just to break up the grays and the browns and stuff like that. Have a little blue in there. And then Matt's next one. This is his full color maps with a village, and it shows Matt's diversity with being able to do any types of maps. And his village maps are really cool. And I love his colored versions of his maps and everything. Oh, Bug is barking. She's out on the prowl. Yeah, but no. So and Matt's he was one of the first map makers I dealt with through the OSR. We've been, online friends for over 10 years now. I couldn't even tell you how long it's been. But he's always very generous to his maps. He has a map depository on his blog. Yes, he has a blog, believe it or not. It's MSJX Maps or something like that. But yeah, he has some great stuff that you can use. Next one, Glenn Seal of Monkey Blood Designs. Beautiful map maker. He's the one who got me into stippling. So my poor wrist, my wrist is, has got a lot of wear and tear on stippling my maps throughout the years because of because of Glenn here. And talk about another good guy. God, Glenn's just a super guy to deal with. So nice. And I really love this brickwork that he does on his rooms. And I've stolen the stippling from Glenn, and I've also stole a little bit of this brickwork where, you don't draw the whole thing, you kind of skip a little bit, skip little spaces and that. But Glenn does some fantastic work with his maps. Here's his map of like a more of a overview of his one of his worlds. And his worlds are so approachable. What I really like about Glenn's worlds is he has one of the things that's tough in fantasy stuff is unpronounceable words, names, and stuff. Glenn's are always very English. They're very approachable, and they're fun. His stuff is fun, and he does fantastic artwork too. His artwork is very simple but very quirky and very cool. Absolutely love his artwork. And then here's one of his towns that he did. Glenn. If you go back into Glenn's catalogs, he's done a series of maps where he's done, and I have them behind me here, where they're maps of cards or map cards of villages like this one, towns, cities, and then also of dungeons. And again, the biggest job of a map is to be readable. And I mean, this is a beautiful map. You can tell where the buildings are. That's very distinct from the surroundings. Where the main roads are going, trees and creeks. Without color, what everything is. And then he's got these beautiful details of like this, crazy little broken bone compass map, map compass, which is beautiful. All right, to the next one. All right, Michael Prescott. This guy He's the isometric king, man. This guy can do some just beautiful things. He's got a book or two. I think he's got two books out now called Trilemma. I believe it's a Trilemma Adventures, and it's like one of those, what do you call them, a coffee table book. I mean, it's just freaking beautiful. And this is an example of some of his work. Usually it's not straight on like this. Isometric stuff usually isn't straight on. It's usually to the side, kind of like, let me do the next one here. Kind of does this, but look at the artwork, kind of a room covered bridge there. I mean, the thing is just freaking gorgeous. Some of the artwork and the details, like, the bridge broke here. Somebody's built a wooden bridge over it using the old bridge so you can get across. I mean, I love that stuff. The little detail of having the kind of like the pulley mechanism in the water, and fantastic stuff by Michael. And then this is another one of his pieces. I can't remember what this one's called, but it's just got such a dynamic thing. This is, I think, more of one of his rough sketches on one of them. But what Michael usually does is he'll take a map like this. He'll do the isometric thing, and then on one page, he will build the adventure around the map. So the map will be in the center of the page, and the adventure will be written around it. So all you're doing is looking at one page, and the whole adventure is right there. And you've got this beautiful piece right in the middle. Fantastic. Michael has some great stuff. And then, Passive Peculiar. There's two people in this one. Passive Peculiar is one of them, but God, look at that. Just look at that. How freaking fun is that? I mean, another isometric, but look at that. No, don't. It's so freaking cool. I mean, look at that fun. I don't know why. When I look at his maps, and I think of this would be a great map for kids, like a Halloween adventure. It just screams fun. I love this pillar with all the scary, weird, goofy faces on it, and it looks like Oogie Boogie had too much to drink over here or something like that, and you got some crazy shit going on down here. And then this cat, I don't know what's going on down there, but very, very cool. Love this stuff. Yeah, let's look at another one of his pieces. This is one of his overview ones, like hexes and that. It's just beautiful hand-drawn work. I mean, these guys elevate maps. I mean, they're not just square rooms with a door in them, with a corridor leading off to maybe three more rooms and whatnot. These things, just, you look at them and you just want to run them. Look at this map. I mean, you've got these beautiful details of this small keep. Maybe it's a trading thing, a small village over here. The mill's not too far off. Windmill's not too far off. Some hills, a light forest. And then we've got this swamp area with this crazy dude living in a pole hut. What's going on there? Got a lighthouse to the north. Just beautiful stuff that would just makes you want to use this stuff. I mean, I don't know what this is. This looks like some sort of henge, but I forgot what the name. It was different from a henge, but yeah, very cool. I mean, just crazy good. And this is him with just doing a simple building, but look at how much detail is in that. And I mean, you got the details up above, the beautiful stonework that he's drawn in, the roof, and just some simple trees and the stairway, and then the little detail of the moon on the sign. And then you get down the basement, and you see that, you can tell that the must be a way to get in from the basement through this ladder, and just some small details, and then off they go into different directions. But yeah, just beautiful work by Passive the Peculiar. And then, okay, so this is the one section. I don't know why this one's the lead. I was hoping the other one was, but now one of my oldest friends in this is Rob Conley. He's the only computer generated. He does his stuff on Corel Draw. So his is all computer generated. but he does some fantastic work. He's helping me with maps, and this is a section of the old city state of the Invincible Overlord that he redid a long time ago. Let me get to the better map for that. There it is. So that's Rob's map. This is a bad copy of it. I couldn't find a better copy of it. It's very green. It's like, wow. I used to have a physical copy of this map that was about 3 feet by a foot and a half or something like that. But he does these maps. I mean, he can each little piece is detailed. You know where every building is in there, and then the fortified stuff is in the black. And he just takes his time, recreated the city state of the Invincible Overlord, and breathed, just created a new life for it. It's no longer your old Judges Guild. This is a new and improved version. And then Rob's got these beautiful maps. This was one he actually made for me a long time ago. This is an overview map. He usually does color ones of these, but I like the black and white, so he did mine black and white. It's simple, but you can see everything. There's a lot going on with all the villages and the cities that are involved, but everything's readable. You can tell where everything's at. Eastgate's right here. I don't know if you can see my arrow there, but yeah, I have this was my version of, I guess, of a city state, and I had like the under village here, and then I had the Pallid Woods, and just different things, Forest of Remorse, and I did some stuff over here, Alaskan Thickets. I think that's where my knowledge illuminates is at. So, but yeah, Rob is one of those guys. He's done maps, his own series of maps for Points of Light. He's done maps for the old Judges Guild when they were doing some trying to revive it a bit, and he got involved with a lot of different stuff. And and again, like all the other guys that I've talked about, Rob is a very cool guy to deal with, very generous with his time, and if you had any questions or whatever like that, he's always really good about answering stuff. All right, now here's the other one that's a really fun guy. This is Skull Fungus. Draws these crazy cool maps. It's a lot like Pass of the Peculiar. They kind of have that same, very kind of cartoon, fun style that just, look at this, the cool little crater here with the crazy bridge going across there. And you got this, I don't know, it looks like a holly bush that's gone nuts. It's like a huge thing. And then you got a little creepy cave with some eyes looking out there. And just the little details that he has, little spears there, caved in area. Just beautiful map to mess around with and play with and go through. And here's one in the shape of a skull. I love this one. But look at how he uses the dark lines. It really defines, where the adventuring is compared to where the solid stuff is. And it just adds a beautiful, and I love the little stippling details in between each one of these. Like, I don't know what you would call it. They're not contour lines, but just, I don't know, it just kind of gives it such a distinct look to it. And it's isometric on top of it. Beautiful artistic details of the mushrooms areas over here, and this crazy big snake up here, and yeah, and then look at the skull with looks like some big ass monster got squished there. And then here's one of his hexes. I love trying to show different types of maps that they can do. Love the windmill. It's so good. And then he's got this balloon hanging out. I don't know what's going on there, but it's just such cool work. I absolutely love it. Love the tunnel over there. Another village, big rock, big cave, ruins. Tell me you don't look at that and just can't think of like 5 adventures just looking at this right off the bat. It's just so easy to do. And I mean, if you slap this down on a table, your players are going to react. They're going to have something to say. They're going to think it's pretty cool. All right, next one. Uh-oh, now we're into my maps. I think this is the last one here. So this is my maps. Now for my maps, I do mine pretty much all hand drawn because I don't know how to use computer programs too much, or at least the ones I do here. And then I use colored pencils on them to do this. Not all of them. Sometimes I just use my microns and pencils and stuff. So, and this is my notorious hub in my Comore Forest called Hound's Head. It's just a small hamlet, and I think I made this map a long time ago for, I think it was Inkwell. I can't remember who did the dungeon dice, and you had to have like two exits kind of going to the north, south, east, and west. So they had different things. So this was I think this was um, my entry into some contest to see if I could get accepted to do, maybe do some maps for the dungeon dice. But um, I did not get accepted, which is fine. Like the Dyson did some, I know, and Matt Jackson did some. So yeah, they got some real good folks doing it. But yeah, and then I go over my maps and I add like the details by adding that kind of thing, the words and whatnot. And then here's one of my little dungeon maps. Again, it's micron. There's that stippling I was talking about that Glenn caused my wrist to age faster than it needed to be. But like I try to add the little details to. I'm nowhere artistic as those other guys. I try and I practice, and I've definitely gotten better through the years, but definitely still got a ways to go. And then let's see, I think my last map, just another color map, simple village. I think I called this one the Sunken Village, where you see like a lake has overrun and has consumed some of the houses and whatnot. How this guy's still standing, I'm not really sure. But yeah, I guess it's a shallow. It's very shallow, I guess. So yeah, so just some simple details to add there, and then the color pencil to help define it and everything. But I think so that's all my maps, guys. So quick flashback through there. We've got Dyson logos, of course. We've got Matt Jackson. We've got Michael Prescott. We've got Paths of the Peculiar. We've got Rob Conley. We got Skull Fungus, and we have Monkey Blood Designs by Glenn Seal. So check out all those guys if you need any maps. They're usually online, and a lot of them have free ones available somewhere, and if nothing else, just talk to them. They're great guys to talk to. They really are. So I think that's all I got for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, like the video, give it a thumbs up, give these guys a thumbs up, give them, definitely give them high praise. And if there's somebody I forgot, which I know I have, because there's a couple other people I was trying to think of, but it's been a while since I've gone through and done something like this. Please comment. Tell me about your favorite map makers. Tell me about maybe some of your favorite maps in particular. I'm probably going to do another one of these of my favorite maps, like different old TSR modules, and kind of go through my favorite maps of the old school map kind of thing. So, but that's everything I've got for you tonight, guys. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're gaming well. I hope you're rolling better than me. So take care, and I'll talk to you later.